Howdy everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Faab 5 campaign here on the Random Rhapsody Network. I am Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me around my virtual table today are Alyssa, Joe, Jeremy, Koines, and Kyle. Say hi, everyone.
Hello.
Good day.
Now, today is the last episode of the Faab 5 for this year. 2022 has been a lot of fun, and we've had some really interesting stories together, and we will be back at it again after the holiday season. Our next episode for the Faab 5 will be on Monday, January 2nd. Now, next week, on Monday, we will be playing our annual holiday one-shot, which is going to be called this year A Desert Miracle. It's going to be hosted by Briana McKnight of the Debauchery Circus campaign. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. The following Wednesday, we will be holding our campaign wrap-up for Magi Nights, An Echo from the Stars, which is Wednesday the 14th, right after our holiday one-shot. Now, after that, the next 2 weeks, Random Rhapsody will be taking some well-deserved vacation time, so we can all spend the rest of the holidays with our families. Now, you can keep up to date on our schedule and everything we're doing by following us on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. Okay, that should do it for the announcements. So join us as we dive into the world of Loroupa and continue on with the adventures of the Faab 5. Howdy, everybody. We are back. But before we get into the recap, Kyle, you got something for us here.
That's right, Matt. Well, Liam contacted me again and told me to get everybody specific gifts, but unlike last year when y'all spoiled brats got all these customized dice special to your character, nobody's died since then. So now what everybody's getting is something different. Just a bunch of random dice. Open them up. And you'll see on the bag, it actually says, Mystery Dice. So everybody has a mystery. Nobody knows what's inside until we open them.
Okay. Mystery Dice.
Yeah, and the package I got came with 6 packages of mystery dice, so I get a gift myself this year.
Woohoo!
And there was a sticker that came with it. One person in particular who's on camera right now has that sticker. Tell me when you find your special sticker.
Oh boy.
Nope, I see no sticker.
I like the wrapping.
Yeah, no sticker.
Nope, not your guys's.
Oh, cool.
Coins.
They're green.
Nope,
They're...
not coins.
I didn't get
Me.
one.
I got blue and white. No, it's Jeremy. Jeremy has a sticker.
Yeah. That's cool. That's very necromancer-ish.
Yeah, it was a perfect necromancer sticker. I had to give him the
it's sick.
sticker that came with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Kind of purpley
Yeah,
and blue.
Yeah,
Mine have like
I got blue and white.
I don't know. They're like peach colored.
Huh?
Mine are
Lake.
yeah, mine are clear with green flecks in it, which
Very
green's my
cool.
favorite color, so I love it.
Awesome, mystery dice. Awesome.
Right. Oh, nice. Mine are like I believe that's black, white, and gold.
Over
like,
100
gold
different dice
numbers.
sets to find.
Yeah.
And some are valued at over $80.
Oh wow! I think I like those, Jeremy.
Yeah,
Damn.
these are like really cool.
I would trade you if I could. Those are freaking sweet.
Oh man,
Thank you
Jeremy's
so much.
frozen for me. I can't see the dice. Can you take
Oh,
a picture
no.
and send it? And
Yeah.
Jer?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll probably have
okay.
to everybody send a picture into chat and then post them on Facebook later or something like that.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So yeah, check back on Facebook probably tomorrow, and I'll have pictures uploaded of all the dice. So thank you very much, Kyle. These are awesome. Love
Yes,
it.
thank you, Kyle. These are great.
Heck yeah,
Word.
these are sweet.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas, buddy. Okay.
Come up with a new custom set for the group.
I don't know. It depends on where the campaign is next year.
I think we're going to be done with this one well before Christmas time.
Well, then maybe I'll get to do custom die again. Who knows?
Who knows? But
I
okay.
just sent mine to the group chat.
Well,
Plus,
so
Alyssa told me she doesn't have almost any die. I figure any general die would be great for Alyssa.
Hey, my dice bag's not full yet. Ooh, Jer, those are pretty.
Yeah, these are great. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous.
And that does it for our gift segment of the episode.
Oh yeah.
well, thank you very much. Now, jumping back in. So when we last left off, the Faab Five had joined the Conclave and the expedition into the reclusive nation of Ilmithica in an attempt to acquire another dream root that is currently in the elves' possession. After assisting Liam in mastering his curse, Blood from a Stone retired to the balcony of his room at the inn while the rest of his friends goofed off before going to sleep. This turned out to be a fortuitous turn of events, as an arrow shot out from the night bearing a message for the Tabaxi. Blood chased the figure who had shot the arrow, following him along a merry path that led across bridges and up trees, and ended with him coming face to face with an individual that Blood never expected to see again. His twin brother, Two Rivers. Blood learned that his brother had been slain during their intrusion into Ilmithica so many years ago, but that that Two was brought back to life by those same elves for questioning. They wanted to know why they had entered their land. After some time, he was eventually recruited into the Mol Melda, an elite holy order of warriors who served Ilmithica and defends it from threats both outside and within. It was with this group that Two learned the truth, that the Tabaxi people had returned to the surface well before most of the other races, and settled on a plot of land where a truly horrible creature lay in a state of undeath near the surface, but that had begun to awaken again thanks to the Tabaxi living on above it. The elves swore to protect Loroupa at all costs from this creature, and so they relocated the Tabaxi and laid claim to that land to keep the thing from ever awakening again. This news was no doubt unsettling, given that the Conclave would soon be venturing into those exact same cursed lands. Eventually, the two brothers did have to separate and find their respective beds, though Two did reveal that he would be among the elven party who would be leaving them into Syol'yn Revar, so that they would be able to see each other once again. And so, Faab 5. After a bit of shopping for supplies in the resource-light elven tree village, your group gathered up once again into the caravan to head out. Eloise pretty much immediately tried to draw attention to Blood's brother as soon as she learned of his presence, but the Tabaxi seemed to be expecting trouble from that group, and he made sure to stay out of sight.
Yeah, that was a poor decision. Letting him know.
Yeah, definitely was. Over the next 2 days of travel, Two Rivers met up with you, Blood, whenever possible, at night under the cover of darkness, making sure to do so whenever Eloise was somewhere else. But at the end of the second day of travel, your group does arrive at the outer edge of what you're told is Syol'yn Revar. So, as the caravan comes to a halt at a road framed by 2 large trees wrapped in warding charms, a question comes to each of your minds. And that question is, what back home do you miss in particular? And since it looks like Veil's the one who rolled, why don't you go ahead and go first?
I would say the darkness. It's just so damn bright up here. And I also wanted to just show off my little Veil character that Alyssa ever so craftily made for us. He's got a little ponytail.
That is awesome.
The cloak.
Oh yeah.
This is awesome. Thank you, Alyssa.
Well, I figured he wouldn't want his hair to get in his face because, you know, he likes to be able to see what's going on and pay attention and, you know, be able to do wizardy shit. So I braided his hair.
Yeah, actually, when I don't think you were around for when we were just originally describing our characters, like back when we first started, he did. That's exactly how he had his hair, like tied back, kind of like The Witcher, where it's flowing, but you know it's still tied back around like exactly like this.
Yeah.
So that's great. Thank
Half
you.
up. Or at least that's what girls say. It's half up.
Half up. Love it. Okay. Liam, why don't you go next?
Well, home is an interesting concept. Traveled quite a bit. I'd say the only thing I miss about home was my last traveling partner, Maz.
Okay, yeah, that's true. It is a sad thing not being able to travel with people you used to care about, so I get that. Apollyon, how about you?
Lord.
I think more than anything, I like a quiet night where I knew I didn't have to watch my back. Our tribe would always gather around and make a great fire and cook food. We had drums and the didgeridoo to lull us to sleep. And as a small little minotaur, I know that my clan had my back, just like I do now with you, my friends.
God, now all I'm picturing is in a cave under a mountain, fucking didgeridoos echoing everywhere.
Oh my god,
Oh
that'd
my
be so
god,
loud.
that would be so loud. It's probably why he has thunder breath.
Yep.
Love it. Okay, Blood from a Stone. How about you?
Well, the Gentle Waste was always a lot of fun. Children would go out kind of at night and catch frogs and lizards and stuff like that, avoid the bigger creatures. And climbing up in the mountain caves was also a lot of fun. I mean, we do dumb shit here. Back then, I wasn't smart enough to know that it was dumb. Now I do, and I still do it anyway. But yeah, it's trying to be innocent. You know, being able to just be a child and not have any responsibilities. That's kind of what I miss.
I think we all miss that.
Difficult for me to hear something called the Waste and say, yeah, it was fun in the Waste.
Well, it's called the Gentle Waste.
I know.
It's a mixture of a desert and a swamp. I mean,
It's more of a slum.
yeah. Well, hey. Let's not get offensive here, okay?
In the ghetto.
And this
Isn't a desert and a swamp like two completely
they're
opposite?
not like right next to each other. They
Okay.
just are
Yeah,
both
they're-
The
within
swamp
the
is
waste.
excess moisture, and the desert is the lack of moisture. How do these two
waste-
coexist?
The swamps are more towards the center
south.
of the wastes.
No, the swamps are to the south of the
Oh,
waste.
Okay, I'm trying to
The south
remember
of the waste.
what your map, because I think you've changed your map. Everything is. So I mean, they weren't like oh hey, here's one, and then you can take 2 steps here and the other.
Yeah,
You got to travel.
Gotcha.
yeah. The swamps are to the south. The big ass
That
desert is
that
to
was
the
just a
north.
surprising combination.
And here's my cute little kitty cat Blood, and he's got a tail too, which is the best part about it. He's got a little scar. He's awesome. He's obviously the best one. Everybody wants to admit it, but they don't want to do it, on camera. I get it.
Hey, I've got a crochet D20. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad.
And a fedora. Don't forget the fedora.
And the fedora, yeah, the fedora.
When I first joined and you described your personal little emblem thingy, and you talked about how important that hat was, so by George, I made sure there was a hat.
Heck yeah, I love my little hat. Okay. Eloise, how about you?
I miss the simplicity of living in amongst the forest and the creatures and nature and stuff. I mean, yes, there was still the cycle of life and all, but the stakes weren't so high. And everything didn't feel so big.
Yeah, you definitely did stumble into something you weren't quite expecting when you left your father's home, didn't you?
Nope. Not in a million years. Eloise, go out! Visit other druids! Learn about the world! Stumbles around for a year, meets people. Oh! Now you have to try and save it by keeping these bad guys from getting these roots. The world is big and scary and complicated. And also, why is anybody entrusting me with this for part of this task?
Accidental heroes, that's really what y'all are.
Literally a Yahoo from the middle of buttfuck nowhere.
Yep. That's definitely true. Well,
Wrong place at the right time.
Oh,
kinda.
shit.
Well, okay, Faab 5. As the caravan comes to a halt, you can now see that an odd sort of ring of trees kind of goes along in either direction, kind of curving off to the south. And past it, No, I don't care what your passive perception is. You can see that beyond these ring of trees, the land starts to change. The grass is darker, odd looking. Like Eloise, you particularly as a druid would immediately see the color change of the plants past this tree line. Farther beyond this odd sort of sickeningly dark green grass, you can see there's other trees, there's bushes, there's things like that, but most of them are spindly and twisted and odd looking. Almost as though they were being tortured as they grew up, and it's just like this odd sort of contorted, forced angles kind of thing to all the plant life beyond that ring. And on each tree that you can see, there's in Japan, sacred items are usually wrapped in rope with little spirit cards. Kind of tangled up in him. You know what I'm talking about? That's kind of what you're seeing here. These very large wound wards around each of the trees that make up this kind of ring that you're seeing, and it goes pretty far. Like the ring stretches quite a ways past your vision to either side. The elves' wagons came to a halt first and kind of pulled up alongside, and you can see the conclave's wagons are also stopping as well, and both parties seem to be getting down and moving about and starting to go through their stuff. But you definitely spot Master Ohm, who is riding one of those wagons, jump down and approach Ambassador Ambrosia, and the two of them step forward towards the tree ring, kind of deep in conversation together. So, as this is all happening, Fab 5, what are you wanting to do today?
I had no idea it was this bad, seeing as you didn't tell us almost anything about it. And come up to the line, kind of look over. Everything's just kind of like withering and like not growing on the other side of that line.
Make a perception check.
Kidoki. First roll of the night. Let me make sure it's on. Aha! I had it on advantage. I remembered this time.
Good job.
What?
16.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see the very obvious change in the plant life. Like there's a line in the ground where it's fresh new grass, it looks good, and then boom. It's dark, it's sickly. As you like peer closer, you can see little yellow bumps in different places. Very abnormal growth. And you're somebody who lived in the forest at one point in your life. And like this is nothing you've ever seen before. This is definitely an odd differential there. And yeah, everything is spindly, everything is sickly looking. And you do kind of remember Master Ohm talking a little bit about this area, how it's a cursed land, how nothing grows right, and that sort of thing.
Do we have a few minutes?
Well, they all seem to be like setting up a camp here at the outskirts of it. Nobody's stepping in. The closest to the group, to the dark area, other than like Liam and Blood, is Master Ohm and Ambassador Ambrosia.
Okay.
Wait, so is this? I guess I'm just looking for a timeline. We packed up camp, traveling. Is this the second night of camp?
Yeah, this is the Sorry, I guess I should have.
Yeah, we kind of sped through 2 days of travel just because.
You travel. I was trying to get you here before I didn't want you to wait till next year to get to this point, so I sped up the last 2 days.
Okay.
But this is actually the evening of that second day. You've spent the day traveling in the wagons, heading in this direction. It's about 5 o'clock in the evening, so there's still a good amount of light, at least enough to see by. So you can see beyond it and see like the desolation of this area beyond this tree ring.
Okay.
Can we see any of the ruins beyond, or is it just kind of all the weird vegetation and messed up trees?
You can, I would say, make a perception check.
Ooh, god damn it! Great. Last week fucking spoiled me, man.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's dark and fairly gloomy past there, and you honestly can't see the ruins from here.
There's a thin fog, buddy.
I'd almost like to think maybe he's just kind of almost having like a religious experience, since this is his people's kind of. Even though he knows now what happened here is kind of where his people came from. At least in
Please,
this world.
you're sort of our expert when it comes to plants. Do these? I hate to ask, but are they saying anything?
Well, yeah, that was gonna be my next thing. I'm gonna cast Speak with Plants.
Miss Eloise, I don't know if that's gonna be a good idea.
Too late.
She was gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. So Eloise, are you attempting to speak to the plants? The dark, weird-looking plants. You talking to the plants at the edge? Are you talking to the plants farther away? Who are you talking to?
I'm gonna start off by talking to the healthier looking ones, just being like, hey, like what's going on? Some of you don't look so good. And then depending on what they have to say about it, I'll talk to the sicklier looking ones.
So
Do you want to start at like the warded trees at the edge of the line? Or by the healthy trees that you're close to?
Hang on. I'm gonna. Oop, no. Zoom in, not zoom out. Thank you. No, I'm gonna kind of be. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to the trees that are closer to the line and just be like, what's going on? And also maybe some of the grass or bushes or whatever that are kind of riding the line to be like, hey, are you guys okay?
yeah.
Does this look okay?
It really doesn't. You begin speaking to the plants and the warding trees. Talking to them, they give you a warning. They tell you danger. Don't step beyond our branches. Do not go in there. It is cursed. It is sick. It is, and they try as best they can to explain the sensations, but they are also trees and bushes, and the what mostly that you can gather is that what lies beyond is sick and unhealthy, and they use terms like rotting and alive but not.
Oh God, Vale's gonna have a hard on the entire time.
Vale can't hear this conversation. Trees is not one language he speaks.
Now, if you go and attempt to speak to some of the plants, like a couple elves stop you when you get right to the line, and they tell you, "Hey, don't step beyond here yet. We're not ready to enter in there." But
yeah, no, I'm not gonna try to talk to like let's say that, but just like the darker grass, and if there's like any bushes or foliage or anything or roughage like like near here that are clearly being affected but have not yet,
Okay, cool. So you heed the warning of the buried door and start trying to talk to the plants that are right there. And there's a vast difference between the level of communication from the trees and the plants on this side of that line and the opposite. You get almost no response of any kind, and the voices that you hear kind of make you want to throw up a little bit. Like, it's...
Plants.
Imagine speaking to an individual in the last stages of leprosy, where their skin's rotting off and they're just in constant agony.
Pretty gross.
Yeah.
In other words, Matt doesn't want to have to roleplay that because it's messed up.
Yeah,
I think you got your answer. Yeah,
it's not a great conversation. They don't really have a whole lot of intellect left, and other than like moans of pain and the conveyance of like being very, very unwell, they don't have a lot of ability to communicate at this point.
Yeah.
What exactly do you mean we're not supposed to go into the line? What are you gonna do that's gonna make a difference? I thought the whole reason that we're here is to go in there and stop whatever's doing this, yes?
That is correct, comes a familiar voice, and you notice Captain Ambrosia stepping up towards you all as well. And he says, yes, your group is meant to be traveling into there, but it is also becoming nightfall. And the darker it is, the less light it is, the more dangerous it is. I'm not going to. If your group as a whole is prepared to head there into the area at night, we will certainly not stop you. But we just wanted to warn you that hey, just don't go wandering off by yourselves. If you want to stay together as a group.
To heed your
I don't know
warning.
if you knew this, Mr. Big Fancy Elf, but my middle name is Danger.
It's my son's middle name.
I thought your middle name was the.
Yep.
No, I'm more than happy to heed your warning of not going when it's dark and spending one more night out here. That's fine with me. But from what I've heard, we're heading into a cave, right? Day or night won't make no difference down there.
That is the case. However, we have recorded creatures coming out more frequently at night into the cursed lands, which is why we're making camp out here and not moving in any farther. You conclave types, you're the ones who are going into there. My men was just warning you, hey, don't go wandering off by yourselves. You might want to go as a group.
I'll probably try and call a little huddle. Everybody who's wandering off and zooming out. Probably. So what? Talk to everybody just real quick. So what do you guys think? Do you want to spend one more night out here, or are you think they're full of scaredy pants?
No, they are not.
I'm going to refer to blood on this one.
I don't know. Let me at him. What kind of monsters you got in here? I'll put them on the end of my trident, one after the other.
I think we should hear from Eloise.
How close are the barrier door to us if we are huddled up?
I didn't think we were trying to hide anything.
So, you tell me. Are you trying to because here's the scenario: the elves and their wagons are setting up camp. The conclave and their wagons are setting up camp. The two head guys are over in a conversation, kind of away from everybody else. You can go pretty much wherever you want as long as you stay within the site of the camp. And they just warned you, hey, you might not want to go into the cursed lands all on your own.
I was just kind of pointing out to the group that basically they made it they gave us the choice. So I want to make sure everyone's on the same page is all.
Blood will pull. He's try and get everybody at least some distance away, and he's gonna kind of whisper to the group, just make sure nobody's around them. He's like, do you remember the visions we had after the dream witness? Do you remember?
I remember yesterday, but I'm a tiger now.
Do you remember the creature that was attacking the tree?
Oh, that one's kind of printed in there.
That is what is in those ruins. Potentially, they don't know.
Are you sure
exactly.
it's big enough in there for something like that to hide?
They don't know exactly. All
right.
This is where it came from.
So what we can take from this
thousands of years ago, this
is that
where it came from.
Blood is always over paranoid, so it's probably 5 notches not as bad as he thinks it is.
I'm gonna let you think what you want then. I'm not gonna
I'm more than happy to stay out here the night. Let's set up camp.
It's keep your bravado.
It's the only thing I have control over in this crazy world. Right.
So if they don't come out as much during the day, do you think that they have issues with daylight, or are they just nocturnal creatures? What do these creatures look like? Are they all like similar creatures? Are they all very different creatures? Are they monstrous? Like, what's going on? Are they natural looking? Because I
I
mean,
think they're
this rot
abominations.
doesn't look very natural.
We likely to see a few of these tonight when we camp at the edge here.
Now, I will remind you that some of the stuff that Ohm and the elves have told you is that the creatures that come out from the cursed lands are like twisted and warped abominations. Things that they've never seen before come out of this area, and they're quite dangerous. And the Buried Door patrol these lands and kind of take out the monsters that come out of them. They've also told you that in the center of them is ruins, not far from a cliff range and a cliff face. And in the cliff face, they've told you that there is a cave in there that they think that is the source of these creatures.
Okay. What is there anything else they said might be in that cave? Anything worth investigating or of value?
They've only told you like some vagaries about it. The impression that you got when you were talking about this initially was that they don't go in there. They keep the stuff out of it, and the few times they have sent expeditions in there to try to like figure out why it's suddenly acting up, because it didn't always do this. It's only recently that it started acting up over the last few years. They've sent expeditions down into it, and the ones that do come back just speak of horrors and absolute monstrosity of creatures in there that they can't get very far in. That's why that's why they have it barricaded.
Seems like I mean, if you want to go on a monster hunt, that would be it. But otherwise, there's no reason to poke the hornet's nest.
Unless there's something that all these monsters are guarding. They don't come out of one direction for no reason.
If this is where they live, I guess. But that's why I was, curious. Maybe we could ask around and see if there is possibly something they're guarding, or if this is just literally where the bad stuff is, and nothing
we
more
need to
see.
change your terminology. This isn't where they live. This is where they're created. They're warped.
Okay.
They're not normal. They don't live. They're just here. And these we can collect heads on. Think about that, boys.
As you say that, Ohm comes walking up behind you and says, "Oh no, we don't collect heads on. Well, we can collect heads on this. Actually, the Conclave would be pretty interested in seeing that stuff, but we're not. This isn't a contract. I'll remind you."
Yeah,
Right.
we've got a mission.
But now, then he's like, but I mean, if we find weird creatures that we haven't cataloged before, no doubt we'll be interested. Yeah.
Are you coming with us, Master?
Oh yes. It's going to be your group is acting as the cover guard for our expedition. It's going to be me and my research team examining the ruins and trying to find the source of whatever it is that's causing these things. And your group is our security.
So
Right.
the ruins are separate than the cave, correct?
Yes, from what I understand, the ruins themselves are separate and a little ways away from the cave entrance.
Okay.
Might I say, I hope we do a fantastical job and you never need to lift a finger. But adversely, I'd really love to see you in a battle, Master. It would be, tips.
Well, yeah. I could use a little bit of stretching out. It's been a long ride, that's for sure. He kind of stretches a little bit, and you just see that old, wiry man of nothing but lean muscle in a lot more robes than he needs to be in.
I keep looking around how nobody else gets what I'm seeing.
Are we drinking tonight, then?
I can't see why not. You got some do you have something we haven't tried yet in that fancy bag of yours there, Eloise?
Which one had we
Oh,
tried?
Did we try the
think you
banana
had to
one?
Try everything.
We had tried the one that puts hot steam out of your ears. Was that
Yes,
the one we tried?
we tried
Okay.
the hot steam.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
the hot steam is gone. So we've got one that might cause hallucinations.
That one's not a good idea.
Why
Especially
not?
around what might be seen and showing up. Let's not do the hallucination one.
Yeah, maybe hallucinate back when we're in a safer area.
What are you saying? It's not good to drop acid right next to a monster pit?
I don't think it's ever smart to drop acid in your D&D game if your GM seems bored. Like he'll come up with something.
We have this one that smells really sweet like candy, but also really strong.
That sounds like
I
a
think
winner.
it's called Buried Treasure. It's from the Margarden Federation.
Ohm is still nearby, and he kind of looks over and is examining the alcohol with you, Eloise. He says, what you got there? That sounds interesting.
I bring out the Buried Treasure bottle.
Last time Ohm was the one to have steam pop out of his ears.
Yep, he was.
He was. Ohm seems to be down to clown pretty much any time you have something.
Awesome. Vale's got something after.
Yep. Yeah, so while you're all talking about, alcohol and wanting to, and this camps are being set up, what's up, Vale?
Vale just goes over to Ohm and he says, "You know pretty much everyone here in this caravan, correct?"
Well, I mean, I haven't gotten the name of every single elf that's been shadowing us, but I know most of them, I would say.
Okay. Are you aware of any alchemists or any anybody that could possibly have some goods I need? And I reference the Quicksilver.
You gotta give him a call. He's trying. Hello.
The guy who performed the ceremony on me around.
The guy, the priest from the temple? No, he's not.
The sage?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he was an older guy, wasn't he? I don't think he's coming.
I don't know. I mean,
his
you can ask
Son
if
or
somebody
apprentice
has
is with us, I think.
components for purchase. That's I mean, would you want to sell your components? You need them all for purpose, you know.
Well,
Yeah, well, I mean,
so what I did is I rolled a D100 and I gave you a 50-50 shot to see whether or not Ohm might know somebody here that has Quicksilver, and I rolled a 31.
Mm-hmm.
So no, he's like no. I don't think there are any alchemists that are like this is mostly military people and my own.
I thought there were some sort of scientist type people, researchers.
The conclave researchers are we're I brought my archaeology team with me, but as far as I don't think so.
Wrong kind of nerds, Vale. Wrong kind of nerds.
Yeah. All right.
Although thinking about it, if you had those 2 days, Eloise did volunteer to make you a fucking life-size doll out of rags and cloth and stuff, didn't you?
Excellent.
Oh,
and here it is.
I had volunteered. I had volunteered to help with the snow and the ice.
No. Well, the snow and the ice is much more complicated.
We're not doing simulacrum.
Yeah, I don't have. I mean, I could try to sew if you want me to.
Can you fashion me a scarecrow? It doesn't need to look that pretty.
Scare Vale.
I could try.
Like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that if someone knows how to sew, they can sew a simple thing of like shapes, very simple like squares that you stuff with rags or
it's mostly
something.
just squares and rectangles connected together, like cylinders too.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of columns.
It's simple to Alyssa. Electricity is simple to me. These are trades you have to learn.
Are you kidding? I still don't know how to sew, but the theory behind it is that it's a bunch of columns. What is a human body or a humanoid body but a bunch of columns?
Yeah, just a bunch of tubes sewn together with a torso. It's
Well, you're making a
sphere for a
really
head.
good argument for me to fight against, I gotta say.
Even the torso is a tube. Really,
Yeah,
the only
for
thing
the
that's
most
not
part.
a tube is the head.
Alright, tube it up, lady.
I can try.
but I mean,
Professor, from everything I've heard here, this sounds like the biggest compilation of explorers sent down into these mines since the problem arose. We're not going in there without a plan, though, are we? I mean, if this many people are going down there, someone's confident they know how to stop this, which means someone thinks they know what started this.
no. What we're doing is first off is a fact-finding mission to figure out what exactly the cause of it is. We're also here to study the ruins. The archaeology team is going to be studying the ruins. Your group is here to deal with any monsters or anything that comes up while we're studying that. And then we're also going to be sending a group down into the cave. Yes, to find, because that's apparently, from what we can understand, the source of these creatures. So, part one, head down there to figure out what's going on.
We literally know nothing. You see Liam's demeanor like drastically change to sour.
I'll pass him the very sweet and very strong alcohol.
Excellent. I'll take a swig. Is there a save for that?
Unless it's the same save as the one with the steam, no. The only notes I have is buried treasure from the Margarden Federation, hard candy flavor, insane ABV, worth 25 gold.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It's just really strong liquor.
Okay.
It's like my Warhead moonshine that I have.
It's 3-0, man. Come on.
Well, yeah, that perks Liam up a little bit. Thank you.
Like the Donde do 9% alcohol beer. Canadian, man.
So then, on these days of travel, while we're traveling, I will try to sew veil this dummy. Do I have to do anything for that?
Hey, a nice guy.
Is there actually like a seamstress or
I don't
anything
know.
like
I have
that
both
tool?
the herbalism kit and the healer's kit, so I'm assuming I have needle and thread for sewing people up.
Yeah, I'd say probably.
And if not, I can just ask Vale for some of his hair that I can use as thread.
Do you really think Apollyon hasn't made his own fucking outfits? Come on.
Oh yeah, anyone who has a disguise
I have
kit.
leatherworking outfit.
And then Blood's got disguise kit stuff. Yeah, you're talking to the wrong people. You need the theater kids right now, all right? You're talking to the monster hunter people. You need the two dorks in the corner. You need fucking Apollyon and Blood.
Yeah, pretty much.
In the same time that Eloise is attempting to sew a dummy.
The sewing would be happening during the traveling.
Yeah,
not doing
this
it
is
while
retro.
drunk.
Yeah, no, this is retroactively to in the 2 days of travel. She could have been sitting in a cart and working on
do this
that.
retroactively too. Then could I possibly decipher a little bit of her potion book?
Sure, why not? Fuck. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, you would have been able to do that during the downtime of the evenings. I don't know how much you could do it like very well riding a cart or something like that, but
Or flying.
Yeah, or flying, but in the evening, you usually have like an hour or two before you go to bed. You could have sat there and did it. I'm trying to remember what it's You're translating it from Sylvan for her.
Yeah. I mean, since I'm proficient in Sylvan, wouldn't it just take some time to do?
Well, you're also like deciphering this, and you're working with her on it. That's why, because like it's a collaboration. It's not just you. You're translating it from Sylvan to Common, and then she's having to figure out, okay, how are the reagents work? It does the math all even up, that sort of thing. So Eloise, go ahead and give me 4 herbalism checks.
One,
Goop.
2. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Oh, that is so cocked.
There we go. That way.
Blow it over.
3,
That's better.
4. I mean, I didn't get 1 below average, so, you know, I'm hoping that counts or something.
I think I'm going to give you 3. Give me 3 D100 rolls.
3 D100s. $48, $68, and $34.
34. So this is a potion of youth. Drinking it restores a little bit of your vitality. Now, how much you're actually gaining is like a week to a month, so it's not like super powerful or anything like that. But
we can't make Ohm young again.
you can't make Ohm young again, but it does make you a little bit younger.
Interesting.
48. It's a potion of utter hatred. Makes the user have bonuses against a particular type of enemy.
I thought you were going to say makes the user hate milk.
So, kind of like giving someone
Utter hatred.
the like
So basically drinking this potion and focusing on a particular type of creature. It must be a particular type of creature. Grants a +2 to attack and damage.
Oh, cool. That's pretty cool.
so +2 bonus to attack and damage against certain type of creature.
I legitimately don't want to give you this one.
Oh,
The last
wow.
one.
Okay.
Like a ranger's favorite enemy, but on
Yeah,
steroids.
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's I'm talking about the next one, 68. I legitimately don't want to give you this one. Wild magic.
If it's gonna break your game, then no need.
No, it's not going to break your game, but it's going to make it because, like, logically speaking, these knowing how to do these is great, but you guys don't really take much downtime to make anything, so you'd only be able to make a couple. Yes, it's definitely it's a potion of Quicksilver.
It just turns dirt into Quicksilver.
Yep, it just magically transforms dirt into Quicksilver. You got all you need. What it actually is, it's worse than that. It's a potion of wild magic. So drinking this potion makes you roll on the wild magic table.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god, I want to make it right now.
Like a wand of wonder, but it's a potion.
Yay! All right, good downtime.
Okay, yeah, those are that last one. That is a high fucking DC, by the way. Potion to make.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna. This is my last shot in the dark on this trip. Could I retro sending Jareth out with a satchel of gold to go back to the town and find a shop or an alchemist You can say no, it's fine, but this is my last shot in the dark to get the rest of the Quicksilver I need.
The only
No matter
thing I'm going to
what.
point out is that you could do this. You can absolutely do this. But it's going to, like, think of distance. It's not going to be like there and back in a few hours. It's going to be, let's see, the nearest town that you could get Quicksilver at would probably be Venuis, which is from where you are right now.
Days away.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8 days away. Now, flying...
And that's just one way, right?
That's just, to there by walking. Now, flying, it'd probably shave that down to 6 days there and 6 days back. But I will point out that, you'll probably be back by then anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, and teleportation circles are out of the question then.
I mean, teleporting out of there, like the elves would probably wave you by and happily see you leave. But how are you going to teleport back?
Yeah, no, I meant
Yeah,
just
there's warding.
Was I able to make his dummy?
You can make him his dummy in 2 days. I'm not going to make you roll for it because I honestly think that's a challenge to make something ridiculously basic.
Yeah.
Move all
I mean,
made
I can
scarecrows.
just take like one of Vale's spare tunics and just kind of, we'll
Stuff
just
it,
stuff
yeah.
it and then sew the seams closed. Like,
Exactly.
Especially this thing looking so creepy.
it's gonna be janky. It's definitely gonna be janky, but it's something.
Yeah.
But it has braided white hair that pulls behind the head. Can you show us an example?
Yeah. So that's gonna be the doll.
Yes.
But let's see. Okay, so your group eventually does bed down for the evening here at the edge of Syol'yn Revar. And as camps are being made, like you can hear the people in the conclave, their conversations are hushed. You can hear the elves moving about, and they are like on high alert. Most of them have their weapons either drawn or at the ready in some way. You can see the spellcasters are also kind of keeping an eye on things. Even Ambrosia. You see Captain Ambrosia and his father making their rounds every so often, checking the edge of the cursed land and all of that. And the tone is definitely, tense.
I'm gonna lean over to Blood and be all like, "It's kind of nice not to be the one they're looking for, isn't it?"
Yeah, I mean, but I kind of miss it too. I do kind of miss being hunted. Kind of makes for a surprising evening,
Yes, you like to hide. We all know.
But I suppose, does Blood see his brother and his brother's buddy somewhere along the line, or are they hiding somewhere, staying away from Eloise?
They definitely keep away from Eloise, but go ahead and make a perception check. See if you can spot them.
What for?
Damn it, where are they?
Yeah, at one point, Eloise will just be like, "I'm really happy for you, Blood, that your brother's still alive. But can you tell him that he's an asshole for throwing me off the boat, please? Also,
I'll let
if
him know.
he
He
needs
knows
me
already,
to,
by
if
the
he
way.
needs me to fix his memory, I can do that now with magic. So you just let him know if he needs that, okay?"
Is she saying this around the rest of the group? Because that's kind of a revelation.
No.
He's
No.
probably thinking,
Okay.
begging. He's like, trust me, his memory is fine. We'll get a chance to explain, I promise.
So glancing around, you do not see Kumna anywhere. Oh, wait a minute, no. You do see Kumna. You do not see Alnad. You do not see your brother, too.
Kumna?
Kumna. Cumna. Cumna.
And okay, that's what I was.
Yeah. You do spot Kumna. He's a half elf with a bald head and a tattoo, who is currently walking the perimeter of the Syol'yn Revar.
And I think, Blood, he won't go up directly to start talking to him, but I think he would probably approach the barrier door and just offer his services on the line. And he'll just start, take a couple of his bundles of arrows and just kind of stick them in the ground and have them ready to fire. And he'll just, post up with them because he kind of feels a lot of, especially after, on the trip, I'm sure he was talking to quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
His father always had respect for him, and then he's heard from his brother what's really going on. And things with him have really kind of started taking a change in his attitude towards the elves. He still has a lot of distrust of them because they have been very standoffish in the past when they've tried to get access to this site. So he's still pretty distrustful of their leadership, but when it comes to the rank and file members, he probably fits in with them just fine.
Oh,
And
definitely.
so he'd probably hang out with them on the line on guard duty.
And they would allow you to hang out with them a little bit. Nobody gives up their spot for you, but they allow you to stand watch and watch for a while. Kumna never directly approaches you, so it.
I figured he wouldn't.
If you want to go up and talk to him, you can.
No,
but,
he's not going to call. He's not going to put him on blast. Also, Miss Eloise has pretty good freaking perception too, and she's going to remember that bald head.
Yeah,
so he doesn't want her going off again. So he'll acknowledge him whenever he comes by, but he'll just stay there on the line watching his section.
Fair enough. It is interesting up there on the wall, or not on the wall, on the line. Because, after a few hours of watching, you actually do spot some creature out in the distance, just a shadow of a shape, starting making its way towards the camp, kind of curious about it. And then you and probably every other elf in the immediate vicinity draws and fires and just snipes the fuck out of the thing. And that does happen for quite a bit of the night. Those of you who stay up and take watch would notice occasionally that the elves do fire out into the darkness every so often.
We find out the next day it was a researcher that survived and was making his way out.
Hey, shouldn't have been there.
If it was, it would have been twisted as fuck, probably.
Fair enough.
But is there anything else you all want to do for the evening, or do you just want to move to the next day?
Yeah, I'm just trying to catch back up from where we left off last game. I know I bought the raw materials for the statue. I don't remember where we left off as far as if I know somebody said they. I don't know if it was a
we ended up finding you needed somebody with jeweler skills.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, because we both have manual labor skills. I can do blacksmithing. He can do something else, but neither of us had taken the jeweler's skill.
Okay.
I think that's what you had the raw items, but you needed the ivory carved into something.
So just to save time, you're either going to need to find an artist who has the skills to do it, like a jeweler or something along the same lines, or a transmutation wizard who's willing to transmute something. Now, to save time, because just so I don't have to answer this question every session, there's a transmuter back in Venuis who, after this mission's over, you'll be able to. I had place to run into. That way, you could have your thing back after this mission.
Okay, thank you.
Which is all. So that's when you're going to be able to get that piece made, and it's just casting a spell for a transmuter, so it's a lot easier than waiting a fucking week for somebody to make it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's fine, Blood. Why don't we go ahead and take a break then? That way we can get done with the other half of the session. So we will be back. Yeah, no worries. So go grab your daughter. The rest of us will take a 10-minute break, and when we come back, we're going to venture into the cursed land of Syol'yn Revar. Stay tuned. Howdy, everybody. We are back. And when we last left off, the Fab Five had finally went and tried to find their beds for the night. I did forget to say something that I did want to talk about before you all went to bed, is Ohm did come over and share some drinks with you. And as he, when he's doing that, he also shows you a device that he has. It's, does anyone know what an astrolabe is?
Yeah, that produces as much quicksilver as you need.
Yes, that's definitely not what it does.
No, isn't that
Stars.
Is it a lab for cleaning Astro the
it's
dog?
it's the thing that sailors use, isn't it?
It's
the
like a-
one that's like
it's
a
like a
weird
sextant.
triangle, but on a
Navigate the stars.
Yes.
it's like on a. You know how rocking horses, their bottom skis are like
I would
tilted? There's like a triangle on one of those, and it has a little.
Well, no.
Doohickey
That's a
sticks out.
sextant. That's a sextant.
Oh,
That's a sextant. An astrolabe is it's basically a very old scientific instrument that was used for recording time and observing time and the planispheric
yes.
motions.
It's the one that looks like a compass, but
Yes.
much more complicated. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I get those two confused.
Yep,
Sorry.
no worries. But he pulls out this astrolabe-looking device, which, like we said, it kind of looks like a compass, but with a bunch more gears and dials and things like that. This one also has a few different colored gemstones on the needles of the device. And as he pulls it out and he passes it to each of you, you can all see that most of the needles, at least 4 of them, point all towards what you would guess is the center of the cursed lands. Now, Ohm says to you, now, I just wanted to show you all some of the tools that we'll be working with there. And actually, he does have a sextant that he pulls out as well, and a couple other tools, a long magnifying glass, an item that looks like a telescope, but as you kind of glance through it, different colors and patterns start to emerge from it. And he tells you that these are all magical implements that are used to measure different types of magical properties. These are some of the tools that they're going to be using while entering the cursed lands to determine if indeed their assumption is correct, and whatever the source of this curse is coming from is from the center of this area, from the ruins and the cave in there. So he kind of talks you through a little bit of how they work. The astrolabe, it detects different types of magic. Strong ones, like he holds up. One of you probably can hold up one of your magical items, and depending on how powerful it is, like blood, your bow, Apollyon, your trident, ping off as extremely magical, and it actually shows the type of magic that's coming from it whenever you wave it close. But then, if you pull the astrolabe away from it again, the needles all continue to point towards the center of this area. And Ohm explains that we're going to be using that to find the source of the most potent source of magic. The sextant he shows you identifies dark types of magic, necromancy being one of them, and he actually shows kind of runs it over Veil, and you can see that it kind of detects a faint aura off of Veil. his connection to the undeath kind of radiates off of him a little bit, and a little bit. Like it's not a lot yet. It's not a lot, but it's like the fact that you actually ping on this device says you're pretty fucking powerful.
Okay. I like this device.
And so you probably take it and you're like examining your own body through it a little bit.
It's very flattering.
Yeah, for you, I imagine it appears like just a little faint wisp of purpley smoke that kind of circles your body a little bit. It's faint, but the fact that you're seeing it at all means that you do have quite a bit of power associated with you.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, he spent some time kind of explaining to you how these items work, and that's how you're going to be tracing whatever the source of this disturbance is. That's how we're going to find it. He also, drinks with you for a while. But unless does anybody have any questions about these items or anything like that before we turn in for the night?
No, Liam just kind of accepts things for the way they are. He doesn't understand it. He usually doesn't.
Same. That's how Apollyon feels too.
Okay. Well, you all do make your way to your bed. The next morning, when you all awaken, you are a little saddened to see that the sky is, what you can see of the sky through the canopy is kind of dark and clouded. There's a hint of rain on the wind. And you all can't help but roll your eyes a little bit at the knowledge, but for the moment at least it's not raining. Comes over and invites you all over to their camp for breakfast, and both Ambrosias, as well as several other members of the Elven delegation, are there as well. And your group, the talks turn to what the plan is now that you're all here. The plan, after a bit of discussion, is that the conclave members of the expedition are going to be heading into the cursed land in probably about an hour or so. They're going to be accompanied by a group of highly skilled elven warriors, the Molagmar, or the Molmelda, and
I thought you were going to describe us when you said highly skilled. No. Sorry.
Oh no! They're talking about the elves, who are going to escort you at least towards the ruins. From there, the conclave researchers will begin exploring the ruins themselves. And from there, it's Master Ohm's decision of how to proceed. Master Ohm is the leader of this expedition, after all, so he's going to be determining the course of action. And Ohm tells you all that for now, the first part of this is just fact-finding. We get into the ruins, we see what we see, we examine things from there. We check out the cave. And from there, we make a determination of how to proceed. Nobody on the elves' side complains. Their job is to get your group there and then see what y'all are going to do. So they're happy with this. How do you all feel?
Well, this is what we signed up for, butt of the joke, and come out with halos on our heads at the end. Sounds like fun.
Like I said before, just point me in the direction of these monsters, and I'll slay them.
Oh, definitely. Well, that point is very easy, because as you're all making your way out of there to the south, you can see the Cursed Lands. It doesn't take long for all the groups to gather their possessions. Blood, make a perception check. Or actually, what's your passive perception?
22.
Okay. You do spot among the elves that are heading in there, your brother.
Good.
They have a group of 6 that are heading into the cursed lands with you. You see, the conclave members, apart from Master Ohm, number in 12, and then there's your group. Ohm calls you all over and asks whether or not you're ready to proceed, which I'm sure you all nod in assent. And after a few minutes of getting everything ready, Ohm takes the lead, followed by the 12 conclave researchers. Your group to the one side, the elven group to the other, and you all step first. Take your first steps into the cursed lands of Syol'yn Revar. So I need everybody here to make wisdom saving throws.
Immediately. All right.
Can I do one thing before this? I want to preemptively electrify my trident before we even walk in there. Can I do that?
Yeah, you definitely can do that.
15.
Okay.
14.
I think somebody needs to use a lucky point.
I'm gonna use a lucky point.
So wait, is this like a spell? What are we? So
the moment you
Yeah.
step foot into this area, you're making wisdom saving throws.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if one of my things give me advantage on it.
Does it?
Not a great
Well, the
thing.
scarab gives me advantage against spells, saving throws against spells, but I don't think this would be a spell. This would be like
It's a magical effect. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not really a spell.
An environmental effect.
Let me see.
Great, so now these guys are they gonna be scared.
This just gives me a bonus of +1, 2, which I think is already incorporated, right? Whoa,
Okay.
I think.
Is there no paladins? Come on. I'll boost our number.
Let me see.
Oh yeah, actually,
Fuck me!
there are some actually. I kind of forgot about that. There are some paladins with your group. Now let me see whether or not those paladins actually can do that.
Well, they should have that passive aura.
I think they do.
Good
Believe
call,
you.
man. Good call.
Yeah, it's my Friday
wait.
paladin.
What's it called? I can't remember.
Just aura protection, or that would be aura protection. Would be this one in particular to give you a boost to saving throws.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
That's that Bree ability. Is she that type of paladin that has that? Maybe we're always getting boosts just by being next to her.
Yeah.
I think the aura protection's a flat one towards all paladins.
Oh, yeah,
It's
you
probably
guys-
all-
Yeah.
You-
Starting at level 6, whenever a friendly creature within 10 feet of you has to make a saving throw, the creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier. So, yes, it looks like your group is going to be able to get a +2 to your rolls.
16.
Okay, so who rolled...
12.
Well, I know Apollyon rolled below a 12, or rolled below a 13. So who else rolled below a 13?
I did.
25.
Yeah, it's 17 soon.
I'm above.
So, as you all step foot into this area, the moment your feet touch the ground, you feel this odd sort of... It's like lightheadedness and vertigo. That's the word I was looking for. You get the sense of vertigo that hit your minds. quite a few of you managed to save against it. Quite a few of the elves did not save against it. And you see a bunch of them grab their heads the moment you all step foot in there. Those of you who failed are going to take 4 points of psychic damage, and you are disoriented for 1 minute, which isn't a long period of time.
There's
but
10 rounds of combat. So.
It's 10 rounds of combat. Yeah,
Right.
And
this is the furthest out part of this. Oh wow.
And
you're gonna turn around. What's wrong with everyone? What's wrong with you guys?
You see Apollyon and Veil both kind of clutching their heads, and just dizzy spells are hitting them. A bunch of the elves
feel
too.
That you shook something off. It's
Yeah.
not like you're totally dumbfounded.
Yeah, you did feel the sensation, but you shook it off. But
Figured at 25 would probably just be like a little niggle.
Probably for you, Eloise. But Ohm's fine. Ohm has no problem. But a few of the Conclave members as well are kind of holding their heads, and the party kind of stops for a moment and waits for the vertigo to end. As you're doing so, those of you who aren't feeling these effects, you see a large lumbering shape start charging towards your group. Another two, three come charging towards you as well. Your friends are still kind of slightly incapacitated. The rest of you grab your weapons and ready as about 24 arrows just go flying through the air, hitting these creatures. 6 seconds later, another hail of arrows.
What do these creatures look like? Like, do they...
I'm about to explain that.
Okay.
Because, yeah, that's exactly what you see. Eloise, you're curious immediately. Of course you are. And you can see the tokens on the map where all these things fell.
Zoom in.
You can't help but look over there, and you see an odd sort of creature. It almost reminds you of a gorilla a little bit. Long arms, hind legs that are jointed but have wide paws, almost like a were-tiger a little bit. But this thing looks much more savage, not like a tiger at all. It actually kind of looks like a really long-armed, long-legged troll, but
Flying purple people eater.
But its flesh is pale and sickly and gray, and it has a very large, wide face, narrow eyes, and pointed ears.
It looks strange to me.
Does it look like a natural creature, or does it look like something monstrous? Or
It's in this area.
Make a nature check.
I'm gonna pull out my glaive
4.
and slice my hand, taking my necrotic for the damage for the day to empower my glaive to be ice powered.
How long does that last?
Until I take a short rest.
Oh, it lasts until you take a short rest? Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I'll pop it up.
Okay. So with your 24, Eloise, you, without a shadow of a doubt, have never seen a creature like this before. It's odd and twisted, and its nature doesn't make sense to you. Its pale, almost translucently gray skin seems bulbous and distorted, almost as though its bones didn't grow quite right. The long arms and legs, like I said, reminds you a little bit of a gorilla. But you can definitely see in places that there are strange growths coming out of it that almost seem cancerous to your eyes with that 24. Veil, for your part, You finally clear your mind after about a minute and are able to see this desolation of bodies around you. But something else catches your eye about them, and there's a bit of familiarity to that. So I need you to make me a history check.
22.
You make your way closer to these creatures. Come stand next to Eloise a little bit. And you realize you've seen these creatures before. They look different than the ones you've seen in the past. You definitely can see that they've been twisted and distorted and changed somewhat. But this is a creature that you have seen in your past. You know the name of them. They're called Quagoth.
Quagoth.
They
Are
are
they from the Underdark?
They are indeed from the Underdark. They are a brutal species from the Underdark. In distant ages, they actually had like tribes and that sort of thing, and their own language and culture. But after moving down into the Underdark, they basically became feral creatures, and their intelligence have dropped quite a bit. And your own people, the Drow, they have a deep enmity to them, but they also, in recent years, like in your lifetime, have gone to a way of actually, taming them a little bit and using them and their ferocious power as servants. And there are some tribes of Quagoth that serve the Drow.
Okay.
They're not very intelligent.
I really know this information.
What's
I'll
that?
look over to Veil. Can you use them?
And I look at them and I'm assuming they're not humanoid, right?
They are considered medium humanoid.
Okay. I look over and I say, "Scoop them up," and I start to pull the portable hole out.
Yeah, I'll help him out.
Ohm kind of raises an eyebrow at this, and he walks over to you, Veil, and I imagine you're expecting an admonishment or a flat refusal. But as he walks over to you, he watches what you're doing for a moment, and he tells you, given what we're probably walking into, this isn't a bad idea. How long will it take you to actually do your thing?
To actually bring them under my servitude? Is that what you're asking? Or how long will it take to scoop them into the hole?
He knows who you are. He knows what you do. Yeah.
He just replies both.
Okay. So I look around and I say, give Liam a nod and kind of nod Apollyon over to help out as well. Say, I think we can clean these up in a matter of minutes, and that's all I would need to bring them under my control as well.
Ohm says, once we get to the ruin site, do your thing.
All right. Just give me the nod, and I...
Make me an insight check.
You say insight?
Yeah, make me an insight check.
Okay.
Damn, I normally would too, but I'm gathering bodies. Good roll, good roll.
This is you've seen Master Ohm in a lot of different ways of life and a lot of different moods, but you're actually seeing him serious and calculating right now. And you can see the gears kind of moving in the back of his mind when he tells you, do your thing.
Yep. So, as Veil turns to go, collect these specimens, he thinks, he looks back and kind of the weight of the situation is actually starting to come into view. and into the feeling of that this might be bad what we're up against, and he's actually realizing this isn't just a walk in the park right now.
Definitely.
No, but I like the mastermind feature of Ohm over there. That's pretty sweet.
So in total, apart from the 4 that were killed, you find a total of 8 bodies, 8 humanoid bodies of these creatures, these Quaggoth, or whatever I called them. Quaggoth. You find 8 total bodies, because some of them are from the night before.
Okay. Can you spell that for me? Quagoth?
Yeah, just like it sounds, bruh.
Yeah, Quagggoth. They are medium humanoid creatures. That actually specifically says medium humanoid. So these would count as zombies.
Fudge, yeah.
All right, I'm going to clear the portable hole of all the stuff. I haven't updated this in a while, and then just put these in here.
Sure. Cool.
Now worried and understanding the true nature of what you're all walking into, I can't imagine a few of you kind of glance back and you watch the elves. The buried door are still in place along the edge of it. Their bows are out. They're watching, and they're watching the whole scene of Veil guiding Apollyon and Liam to pull these bodies into the portable hole. And it's probably a weird sight. You can't help but imagine. But after a few minutes, the bodies are in the hole. The hole's folded up and put back into Veil's vest. And Ohm says out, "Okay, quick march. Let's try to get to these ruins by the time the sun's up fully."
Well, at least the minute's up by now, so you guys aren't befuddled anymore.
Yep, nobody's befuddled anymore, but you can all sense just a bit of weight on your minds as you start trekking your way into once again. The Conclave researchers seem tense and very actively watching their surroundings. The Buried Door the Mol Melda, who are with you, have weapons out and ready. One of them in particular has his hood drawn up over his face completely, and he does kind of fall in line not far from where you're at, Blood.
Gotcha. The feeling, that kind of uneasy feeling, is it anything similar to like when we went down into the lair of the Dream Witness? Because it was almost like we were just kind of like walking through jelly. I mean, we were swimming, but it was like a very thick atmosphere kind of thing. Is it anything kind of like that? Or
yes and no. There's definitely an atmosphere here. There's definitely a sense of foreboding that weighs down upon you as you're walking. So I would say very similar, but also different enough that it's not like you're not sensing the exact same thing. After about an hour of marching, your group arrives at a nearby location. You can see in the distance, not 50 feet ahead of you, broken down ruins. Bits of stone, You remember? I don't know if any of you all have ever seen like really ancient Irish settlements. They're basically like circles of stone that were built up, and then from that they had thatch on top of them, and all the ruins that remain is like a few layers of that stone circle.
Yeah.
That's basically what you see as you're looking ahead. Small stone structures that are half...
Kind of like what's behind Joe right now in his background?
Yeah, kind of.
Exactly.
That's a pretty good picture of it.
Ironically, those are Irish forest ruins.
Love it.
How perfect.
Well, so
Joe,
I'll
lean
just
to
go
the
ahead.
side. We don't need to see you.
I'm just going to go ahead and move you closer because I assume everyone starts making their way towards it. And you can see this. The settlement is about a dozen or so ruins arranged in a circle in front of a bit of an open plain area that seems to be like a central gathering area. What little of the ruins remains, you can just see like maybe a foot or 2 feet of stone sticking up from that dark, nasty, decayed-looking grass. There are trees in this area too, but the closer you get to the settlement, the trees begin to thin out, and you can see it's a bit more of an open gap in the tree line. This is actually the first time any of your group has actually seen the sky since you arrived in Ilmithica. But that sky is gray and damp, and you can definitely see the storm clouds overhead. The moment your group gets close to the ruins, Ohm calls out, okay, spread out but buddy system. Apollyon, you go with that group over there. Blood, you're with them. Eloise and Liam, you're with them. Veil, you go with Apollyon. And then he starts assigning the Molag Mar, or the Mol Melda, sorry, Molag Mar, that's a different campaign altogether. The Mol Melda, he assigns the Mol Melda to go with some of his researchers as well. The researchers break off in groups of 2. So, and then he assigns somebody to travel with them at all times. And they begin spreading out, looking over these ruins. A few of them start making their way in and looking around and that sort of thing. And you can see like the equipment that Ohm had shown you is spread out amongst these groups, and each of them are using them in different ways. And there's like, I don't know if any of you have ever seen an archaeological dig before, but that's kind of what starts out is just the researchers start moving around, looking in different areas, and your group has been assigned to go with them. So I said, Apollyon and Veil, you're together with a couple of researchers. Liam and Eloise, you're together with a couple of researchers. Blood, you get paired up with a couple of researchers and a pair of Barry-Dur. Or, I mean, not Barry-Dur, Mol Melda. And you all start making your way out into the ruins. So, what I'd like to know from each of you is, what are you wanting to do to assist the researchers as they're making their way about? Or do you help them? Do you just keep an eye out and watch the surroundings? Or do you do something else? What are you wanting to do in this circumstance?
I would like to try to help out as far as the research aspect goes. I feel Apollyon's got the muscle side of things, so I would like to, these are ruins, so if there's anything I could help out with history, I would like to do that.
Okay. And Apollyon, you're going to be keeping an eye out while Veil's doing that?
I'm the bodyguard. I'm walking around. I got my trident electrified. I'm looking in every dark corner, waiting for anything to jump out.
Okay. So we're going to say that the two of you are making your way towards this area.
Yep.
One of the ruins there. Liam and Eloise, what are you two doing to assist during this time?
I think similarly, Liam would be the muscle in this scenario, so he'll be keeping lookout. He's not got an electrified trident, but he has a frosted glaive. Eloise, what do you have? to offer.
So does the flora around here, does it seem to be like suffering the same way as the stuff when we were first entering this
Oh yeah, everything
land,
from
or
when we
is it
entered,
worse, or you're muted, Matt?
Can't hear you.
No, my bad. Okay, I forgot to say, Apollyon, I wanted a perception check from you, and I wanted a history check from Veil. Eloise, you give me a nature check, and Liam, you give me your perception check as well. And then Blood, you're with two of the Mole Melda, and one of them is your brother, and the other one absolutely is Kumna. And they're following you, your group, with a pair of Conclave researchers. So, what are you doing? Are you assisting, or are you doing something else?
All right, he'll kind of do a little bit of both. I mean, he'll keep an eye out, but he's gonna start looking to see what of these ruins might seem familiar to things he's seen in more recent Tabaxi settlements. Is there any similarities to things like that? Because I guess he knows a little more than the researchers do going into
definitely.
this. I mean, I don't know how much he'll reveal of such a thing, but yeah, he would kind of like look at the cut of the stone, see if anything that looks familiar to what he is back home, the arrangement of how it is around the center meeting place with where these homes, where these meeting buildings, trying to figure that kind of stuff like that out.
Okay. Now, your groups all are spending about an hour moving about together. For you, Blood, I'm going to say that's probably a history check.
It's only a 12.
No.
But much better if that was an investigation.
So,
Of course, would have been much better if it was a lot of things for Blood.
Well, you need a tilt feature on your controller when the dice is almost like rolled over that edge.
yeah, definitely, definitely. But going backwards now from Blood, you've honestly, it's very, very different. You've never seen anything like this before. It's interesting, because most of the homes that you've seen that the current Tabaxi live in is thatch and wood and some stone, but it's mostly stone that's mined from the mountains that your settlements are in. And you've been to other Tabaxi settlements, and like the ones in the desert that are more tribal and more tense than anything else. But these round things built of stone, like you're seeing tool marks you've never seen before. You're seeing placement in ways that's like, God damn, these were definitely first generation settlers type things.
And maybe he's also kind of, because he's been waiting his entire life to be here,
Mm-hmm.
and he lost his brother, and he kind of got him back. So I mean, I think maybe it's almost kind of like this is like a religious experience. Sort of.
Wow, yeah, but then you get here and it's just a shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you would
Well,
see.
Blood is
the
seeing
beauty of it.
Blood's
He's
seeing the
seeing,
history.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's probably pocketing a couple of stones, just as like
Sleight of hand check.
to prove to himself. Oh yeah, prove to himself.
Sleight of hand,
Really?
yeah,
I mean, really?
You're gonna start
That's
carrying
a
around a
fail, and it's still a 21. And it's
So-
still a 21.
Beat
Oh
a
my
21.
God.
So I'm just gonna. I mean, a nat 1's a nat 1. They, both Kumna and Alnad saw you, and Kumna starts to stop you, but then Alnad, your brother, Two Rivers, he stops Kumna, and he's like, "It's okay. Let the Tabaxi do his work." And they absolutely saw you, but your brother stops him from stopping you.
It's still a 20.
I know.
Ladies and
It's
gentlemen,
fucking
mark the
ridiculous.
He's broken.
That blood from a stone failed a sleight of hand check.
It's not gonna happen very often.
It's literally the only way he can fail a sleight of hand check is if he rolls a 1. It's ridiculous. I just want to kill you all.
Gonna have a stone in his inventory, just like Eloise does. That is nothing other but a stone,
It's
but
got the-
has
it's got-
emotional tie
Yeah.
to it.
He's got the cat's eye stone he took from
And
the
also-
Green Witness's lair,
And
too.
also a reminder of the time he failed a sleight of hand check.
Hey, he thinks he did a good job. What are you talking about?
Definitely.
And after that, he'd be helping the researchers. You know, if they were asking questions, you know, he would do whatever he needs to with them.
I figure within that one, you didn't even sleight of hand it. You just picked it up, looked at it real close, brushed it off,
They
kissed
saw it, but nobody else fucking did. Still, that's how, yeah.
Now then,
Everybody saw it. Everybody.
getting back to the next group, Eloise with your 24 nature, it's worse. A lot worse. And you've been kind of marking this and noticing this. And the closer you got to this area, the plant life here in the ruins itself, it's hard to even call it true plants. Like, everything about it that's living has been stripped away from it. And all that's remaining is like this gray kind of husk that's still there, still present. You could like pick it up and it functions the same way, but everything of life about it has been stripped away or distorted. And it's like there's odd kind of growths in the veiny structure of the grass, and there's odd sort of weird sharp points in random places, and you actually cut yourself a little bit on one of the edges and get a little bit of blood on your thumb from it. But you've never, like, your mind just keeps going back toward the Druid Grove, where that green
that's
dragon.
About to ask if there was any similarities.
There is in a lot of ways, but there's also a lot of differences. And the reason you recognize these differences is you've been traveling with Veil for so long that you recognize necromancy when you see it. These plants have been stripped of life and have been twisted and distorted in horrible, horrible ways. And you just can't help but have like a shudder go down your spine as you examine this. Like, this is not natural.
21 on perception.
For your 21 on perception, Liam, you're keeping a very good eye out. And watching over Eloise as she's examining these plants, watching over the conclave members as they're beginning to like get on their hands and knees and start examining these ruins. And you're also watching the ones with the different magical equipment kind of moving about and taking readings and writing their readings in their journals. And you can also see Master Ohm. Master Ohm, he has the astrolabe in his hand, and he kind of is just walking over towards the edge of the camp, towards the center, and just observing his equipment. I'm going to get back to the rest of that. Veil, you are rolling a history check to kind of examine everything that you're seeing and try to make some context of it. For your part, as you're helping the researchers do their work, it's fascinating from a historical sense. You're aware of the fact that all life at one point fled the surface and went into the Underdark and lived there, hiding as Titans destroyed the surface of the world. And while most of those races chose to come back to the surface and leave, your people decided to remain. And they lived down there and developed their own culture over those thousands of years. And so for your part, like, you're aware of the fact that this is a pre-expansion civilization. This is one of the first groups of people that came to the surface, other than like its original explorers. And this is like the first group that settled here. And so you're starting to see some very interesting things. You recognize some of the work that your own people do with stone and brick. You notice that there's a lot of ancestry and the tools that were used to make these things and things of that nature that in your mind as you're looking at them you're like you can see where your people took their start from is the same as the people that came to the surface. It's just at one point both sides deviated and one side stayed down below and one side stayed above, but you're starting to recognize where those two converged. And that's fascinating to someone of your intellect, because not a lot of people get to see like this direct representation of where all of your societies merged at one point.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. And I just did a perception check for Jareth for lookout as well.
Okay. Now, Apollyon, you are trying to keeping a watch of your charge, and like you keep getting distracted because like, oh, they're doing something really interesting and they have that cool magic item. Oh, look over there. There's a bunch of rocks that fell down, and you're kind of ADD braining.
Yep.
As all these new sensations are coming towards you, so you're caught completely the fuck unaware. Fortunately, there are other people who are more aware than you are. So for you, you're caught completely off guard as a giant fucking serpent creature starts clawing its way out of the ground and ready to attack. However, Jareth, who's been circling overhead, sees this and calls down to Veil, "Oh my god, something's about to attack." The same moment, Liam sees these creatures starting to rear up out of the ground. So, I just need everybody to roll for initiative.
Click your characters.
Just when I was learning history, these snakes have to ruin it.
How dare they?
Arg. I'm on the same initiative as Eloise. Yeah.
How big are these monsters?
I made double digits.
These things are large. These are gigantic snake-like things, but as they're pushing up out of the ground and like some of the ground is starting to mound up around them, they're almost translucent, as though you can see through them slightly. And I need some good fighting music.
Ooh, okay.
Baby.
Vale rolled a 17 with his gift of alacrity.
So you're illocratically at a 17?
Yeah, an even 17, I think. I think Apollyon would go before me.
Yeah, he's got a better modifier. Giant serpent creatures. All right. Nothing
Boy.
Salvageable about these.
Oh, Jesus. It's so close to us. Okay.
The fangs.
I did say I had my glaive out.
Okay, Vale, what did you say you got?
17. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm going after Apollyon anyway.
Yeah, well, I had to change it on the turn order.
Yeah, just the way the turn order was, it looked like a same almost.
Ohm rolled so low.
Oh no.
Oh well, that's okay. So,
Higher than me.
yeah, this is true. This is true, but I mean, wow. Yeah, that's
Low for
probably
him.
that's the lowest I've seen Liam roll ever.
I don't know.
How high
I've
are
been in
these
single
walls?
digits.
That's okay. We're gonna do a quick battle before the end of today. I wanted to do a fight. Kumna is actually up first. The bald elf that's with blood. He sees these things rising up out of the dirt, and he's just like, "God damn it!" And he's going to, let's see. What do I want him to do? Okay. He is going to see this large snake-like creature rising up out of the dirt, not far from the open area of his ruin. I think... You know what? Yeah, he's going to look to the two of you, and say, "We need to get the researchers back out of the way." And he's going to touch the two of you, and he's casting Bless on the three of you.
You are blessed.
So, Blood, you are blessed. And so is he, and so is Alnad. That's going to be his action. For the rest of his turn, he's going to grab the two researchers, and he's just going to kind of pull them with him to get back away from the serpents. So he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20... or actually 5, 10, 15 feet to right there, because he's dragging these two. But he basically just pulled them over the short wall and is getting them into a better position. I'm not putting them in initiative. Blood, your turn next. You're muted.
He would start kind of doing that as well, getting the researchers out of the way. You said these walls are like 1 to 2 feet tall?
Yeah, they're not very big. You can step over it.
Yeah, I mean, he would... yeah, if they're not that big, you can't really hide. I guess we would just be kind of herding the researchers towards the middle, towards that meeting area thing.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's stepping back, he's going to fire his 3 shots at this one there.
Okay.
I'm assuming I don't get advantage on this, but I mean...
You do not.
But he is just gonna, he's gonna go sharpshooter right away. Oh shit! And there's no.
Fuck
there's no
me.
fucking sneak attack with that. God damn it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, it is. I'm assuming all 3 of those hit.
Yeah, all 3 of them hit.
Yeah, yep, no sneak.
What the fuck do you think? Of course they hit.
Well, I don't know what these... I mean... these could be nasty creatures.
I love just telling people when they roll like a 46 to hit. It'd be like, oh, his AC was 47. You were so close.
Yeah, I should start doing that more.
And it's 15, 25, 34 on the ice, 30 on the sharpshooters. It's 64 there.
Give us plebeians a chance to hit things too,
10,
though.
20, 30. 8 plus 7 is 45.
That's what we get
so
for rolling low in initiative.
So-
109.
So just tell me how much damage you actually did.
I think it's 109.
That's a lot.
Where's my calculator?
Yeah, that's legitimately a lot.
It's like I said, the sharpshooter in the ice, I think is 64. And then I think 45 for the other stuff.
113.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, 113 points of damage. Like, these don't have 113 hit points.
I guess I should have saved that for the later shit, the big stuff. But, I mean, so he's just, and he kind of looks over at his brother, and he's just like, just kind of smirks at him, just like,
Yeah, just tell us how you did this already, god damn it.
like, Did you fucking do that? He's just like I said, he's backing up, and he's got that bless, he feels that extra bit of juice, and he's just firing off this badass new fucking bow he's got, and he's just loving it every second more, hoping that dragon doesn't catch him. And he's aiming straight for the thing's head each time. So
Yeah, and each time it hits, and there's just an explosion of ice and everything else, and like as this thing is falling, you just have that cocky grin on your face as you look at your brother, like,
he's
what?
finally he's getting to fight with his brother again. He's energized. That's how he's so excited.
Yeah,
Best time of his life right now.
absolutely. Well, that's it for that. For your turn and that creature. But you know what? It's a different Spirit Naga's turn, and that one's nowhere near you, so fuck you. It's going to go ahead and move 5, 10, 15, 20...
Eloise, can you do bless? You
Nope.
need to do bless more often if you can. God damn
I
it.
cannot. I am not a cleric.
You don't even need bless with your rolls. Bite it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, actually, you know what? It's not going to do that. It's not going to move up there. It's going to kind of stop right there as it's raising itself up, and you see it open its mouth, and it seems to be casting a spell.
Of course these things can cast spells.
Okay, it's sending. I gave you a chance to counter it. You're not countering it, so it's sending a lightning bolt down at.
Well, I don't know what the spell was.
I just told because you don't get to know. I just told you that it's casting a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
It casts a spell, and it's casting a lightning bolt. So I need both you and Apollyon to make me dexterity save, and Jareth dexterity saving throws.
I'm not casting this. I'm just reading what it said. Okay, when you see it casting a spell. All right.
Does
Yeah,
the,
all right, I've never played it like that. It was always
I've been doing this the entire time. I tell you, it's casting a spell. I give you a chance to say you want to do it.
In the past, you've told me what spell it was casting.
If you know the spell.
All right, I do know lightning bolt.
And well, like I said, it's a creature that you've never seen before casting a spell.
Yeah, it wouldn't have the semantic components. So it's just like naturally casting it.
So I need dexterity saving throws from both of you. And from Jareth.
Okay.
It's Naga.
That's a that is
Garrett's up in the air if that means anything.
it does actually. So how high is he?
I mean, he was circling when he saw these things. I would say at least 30 feet.
Okay, probably higher than that. I'd say 60 feet. So yeah, I'd be out of the range.
All right, I got a 12.
Okay. So that's a failure for you. You're going to take 38 points of damage. Apollyon is taking a quarter of that because he's naturally resistant to lightning, which I just remembered like a second ago.
And he saved, yeah.
Yeah, and he saved. And they don't have fireball. But anyway, so got 36.
Oh no, wait! I'm only resistant while raging.
Oh, so you're not okay.
I haven't had
Good
a
to
turn
know.
yet, so I haven't got to rage it.
Thank you for your honesty.
So the lightning just kind of tickles his balls.
So that's 19 points of lightning damage. Which still isn't a lot.
Not even upcast, the bastard.
38, yeah, it's 19.
Yeah, 19. Next up, we have Alnad's turn. Yeah, So Alnad, seeing his brother just completely take this thing out with one shot, he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to right there, pull out a longbow and take a couple shots at the critter that just shot down lightning at the two of you. I'm not going to roll the bless. Those both hit. I mean, it's a decent 24 points of damage. It's definitely not blood from a stone level damage, but it's not bad, right?
He'll get his shit condom. He's like, those are nice shots, little stream, you know, it's decent. You know, maybe Big Brother can show you a thing or so too next time around.
Yeah, don't act like it's your bow at all.
I'm pretty sure I was born first.
No. Mama always said I was.
Oh, Mama always said I was there.
Yeah, you know, she also said you were going to be the savior, so what happened there?
Oh, and then the third shot comes up towards you.
Oh, shit.
Apollyon, you're up next.
Alright, let's get it. Upon seeing this thing, I will take off and fly directly towards it, 30 feet. And...
Oh, gore it. Please gore it.
That's not the most
that'd be pretty
powerful
cool.
attack he
Yeah,
has.
I mean, that would be cool,
I know,
but it
it's
isn't my
just
most powerful.
thematically awesome.
Let me look at my gore. I actually haven't used that for a while.
Do it for the fun of it. Rage is a
Oh,
bonus action before you fly.
It's when I take the dash action, I can use a bonus action to make the melee attack. Yeah, it's really not good. It's situational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
I will rage though and do 2 attacks on this guy.
That's like the thing, if you're not in range and you have to double move to get to something, you can at least get a little bit of something.
Exactly. That's what it's for. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have had advantage, actually. So, a 22.
22 hits.
What is that? 23.
Yeah.
23 points of damage.
Yep, and I'll attack a second time. I really don't... I'm not gonna go reckless.
You get the sense you probably don't need
It doesn't
to.
seem like you need to, yeah.
27.
Yeah, that's definitely going to hit.
I think their size it's one of those things where they're huge, but they...
Oh my god, it's doing that fucking thing again.
Is it seriously?
I keeps changing to a 1 every time. See how it's 6 and 6?
Rolling 1. It used to be 7. What changed? I don't know, maybe it was always 6. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not even. It's not even fucking adding a D. It's just.
You may have to redo that every time you come into.
You know what?
20. That's ridiculous.
Maybe, Matt, if you could just redo that weapon, maybe that'll.
I might have to. Remind me later, and I'll delete that weapon off and remake it and see if that'll help.
I mean, when I change it, then it works. But it's like, why does it keep changing from 1d6 to just 1?
I legitimately don't know. Like, I don't mess with your character sheets very often.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah,
I'll glance at them every so often, but I don't mess with them for the most part.
Yeah.
So I don't.
I know.
It's weird.
How long has that been going on that we haven't caught it? Or did it just happen with those recent updates?
It just continually happens. Yeah, I don't know.
I just wondering why it took us so long to catch that.
I don't know.
And it's taking away my magic bonus too. Should have a
Just
plus
have to
one
redo
to.
that weapon.
I mean, I can do that, but like.
Yeah, under magic bonus, it should read 1. I just put it there for you. D6.
Basically, just
one.
roll a D6 since you're getting that strength plus the 1 for the magic weapon bonus. Just roll a 2D6.
Well, do I need to put 1 in the attack and damage section, or just in where it says magic bonus?
Just
Does that
where
take
it's
care of both?
just where it
Where's
says
this
magic
magic
bonus, because it takes care of both.
And then, also, I think. Oh, never mind. No, I thought my critical range was 19, but it's not. It's I get an extra damage die when I crit, which you can't program in.
No, that's just something you have to roll on your own.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll damage again to see if it works. Okay. Yeah, there's a 3. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so whatever. Just give me like 2 more damage or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just add 2 more damage to it. Go ahead and make your next attack.
I
Well,
only
he
get 2
doesn't get a
attacks.
third attack. He
Oh.
bonus action raged.
Oh, there it is. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I just didn't
yep,
calculate.
That's all I got.
I'm gonna ignore that one, and I'm gonna actually just add in your extra damage.
You don't have to roll for like rage or lightning damage. Those are just a set 3.
No, yeah, those are just
Okay.
static. I just turn that on or off.
Okay.
Yeah, this creature looks seriously wounded. They don't have a lot of hit points. They're just something cool to kill, and holy shit, you're wearing them down. Veil, you're up next.
All right, Vale's gonna just point the finger and do the thing. Toll the dead. DC 19 Wisdom save.
How is your wisdom?
And that's just a
Your
cantrip,
spell
right?
Save. Yeah. Oh, because it's a spell save. That's why. Never mind. I answered my own question.
Yeah, they rolled an 8, so
All right, so 17 necrotic damage.
yeah, that's more than enough to take this out. Tell us how that looks.
All right, Vale's pretty beat up after that lightning blast.
Yeah.
It took more than half of his hit points out. So he, with his hair all frizzy, like he just rubbed a balloon on his head, he points the finger and just blasts this Toll the Dead, and the snake just kind of, the ribs crunch in from the inside, starting from the skull all the way down the length of its body, and he just keels over dead.
Yeah. Falls down dead, just drained, and looks like a little more than a husk. Okay. You doing anything else for your turn?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. I very rarely get to play with Master Ohm, so I'm gonna, have a bit of fun with them.
Do it.
Whoa. Is fun even allowed in Dungeons and Dragons?
I know, right? He just has enough movement to get over to the fucking thing.
He is Liam's Master Oogway.
He's everybody's Master Oogway. You don't even know.
You really don't. Oh, wait a minute, no. You know what? I got a better idea. Master Ohm, he's going to just kind of walk over to the creature as he's doing so. He glances at it up and down. He just has this kind of look about him as he's doing so.
They do like the Mel Gibson thing in Lethal Weapon that he does with the dog. Getting its attention and takes it to the ground and turns it into a puppy,
I prefer Crocodile Dundee when he did it to a water buffalo.
He walks up and just very casually he's looking it up and down like, oh, this is a this is a really interesting thing. And then you just see a One Punch Man sort of punch into the thing. Yeah, that's gonna hit. 7 points of damage. Punches the second time. Another. Okay. And then he unleashes, then he just unleashes several more blows, a flurry of blows. But, it's very nonchalant when he does this.
Backhand slaps.
Yeah, backhand slaps.
A crit from Master Omo. Double 8s!
And, he needs a strength saving throw. Which actually I think fails. Hold on.
His DC could be higher than that.
It is actually. He punches. He after his 2 punches, you just see him kick out, and as he kicks, the entire creature just flips and smashes down in the ground, lying prone. And Ohm just looks down at him and he says, "You fall all wrong, guy. I just gotta tell you this." As he punches one more time as hard as he can.
God.
And he has advantage on this.
Yep. That's a big hit.
So in total, he did 47 points of damage very casually. And then he looks over to you, Liam, as this creature is on the ground, prone, lying in front of him. And, imagine he just kicked, and the thing... punch!
Yeah.
And then he looks over at you and he says, "Could you hurry up and finish this up? It's 9:51, and this game ends at 10. And that's his turn.
Yeah, I'll come right in there. First swipe is an upward slash that is apparently at advantage now.
Yes, it is.
He's prone.
Yep. Vicious Glaive, here we go. That'll hit. Which rolls an extra 3 of cold because of that. 16 slashing, 3 cold, 19 damage.
Nice.
Second attack. Liam leaps up and does a downward strike. Doing 12 more points of damage.
12 more points of damage. Okay.
This thing's still up.
After two hits and doing 30 points of damage, no, that's pretty much it for this guy.
All right, so yeah, he comes down with the final strike, and it just stabs into it, and then pulls out, and is done with it, leaving a little frost at the edge where he stabbed.
And as the thing shakes and kind of shudders a little bit, it dies right there in front of you. Not a difficult battle for your group at this point, and you all kind of just stop and look around as...
And I solemnly bow to Master Ohm.
Master Ohm walks by you as you're bowing, and he kind of pats you on the back, and he says, "Not bad, kid. Not bad at all." And he kind of walks over to the Conclave members and kind of starts checking in on them, making sure they're all okay.
Wow, I think that was the easiest scuffle that we've ever been in, at least for me.
And Veil kind of looks at you with the staticky, Einstein hair. Still twitching a little bit.
Well, he'll shake, coom his hand, and then he's just kind of go over and kind of do the. He's gonna start fucking with his brother, and I guess if anybody hadn't paid attention to this point, I mean, you're gonna see him give this other Tabaxi a hug. So I'm sure questions might arise at some point, but
Yeah.
As a
January.
side note, update your Il Mythica kill
Yeah.
counts, gentlemen.
So it's Polly and Blood are tied at 3, and Liam's at 2 now. Is what I got.
Liam got up to 3. He got 2 the first round. Remember that? I started up 1 kill on you guys because I got 2 kills when you couldn't finish that one off. There were 4 of those things. You each got a kill. I got 2 kills.
All right.
That puts me up to 3.
Okay.
Well, then we're all.
I also have 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
I kind of cherry picked from Apollyon by accident.
It worked out to help the bet. Thank you, Veil.
Wait, real quick, is there any party like a group? I'm sorry, party loot healing potions the Veil could kind of drink?
I did just recently purchase some moderate healers.
No, nothing that you purchased.
Yeah,
I don't know if you found,
I've
like,
got some
party
in the
loot.
bag, but also Blood would give you. He'd see how fucked up you are, and he'll give you. At least he'll do this, since I don't do much with them. I'll give you 13.
I'll also let you know that you can take a long rest between now and continuing
short one?
or a short
Well-
rest. I mean, yeah,
Well, at
short
least get
rest.
him healed up. Yeah, let me see what I've got, because let me see what's in the bag.
I also have just a lesser healing potion that I can give up.
Oh, you
So-
said lesser. Yeah, I've got. Where's the? I know I've got. At least you guys can each have a lesser if you're wanting that. Yeah, there's
I've got-
3
Alright, so-
lesser, 1 greater.
Did you just cast Cure Wounds on me?
Yeah.
So what's the total of that? Is that
13.
eight?
Yeah, forget the sneak and
He
sharpshooter.
accidentally
13.
put sharpshooter on his cure wounds.
8 and 5. So I put it at level 2.
So yeah, he lays hands on you to heal you, but then kills you with sneak attack at the exact same time.
You gotta sneak him in. You gotta be that friend, but then you fucking stabbing him in the heart at the same time.
I've
That
got
would
a
be
lesser
hilarious.
and a greater, so you can have one of those.
I mean, in the bag there was, because I've got 3 lesser, and 1, a greater, and then I had even more listed because I keep putting things from different sources, and I think I had another 2 or 3 lesser. So yeah, you guys can. Oh, there's 2 more minor.
So honestly, if I see Blood hugging somebody else, I'm gonna lean over to Eloise because she's usually the best source of gossip in our group. What do you know what's going on over there?
Oh, he's probably just hugging his brother.
His what? His what?
Shh.
If you Apollyon and Veil, you guys can each do a lesser. I've got plenty of those in the bag.
All right, that's 2d4 plus 2, right?
Yes.
All right.
And I'm just gonna like under my breath whisper to Liam, "You remember that asshole who invited me down to his ship and then threw me off of it?"
Yeah, we're trying to come and save you from. I got a message that you were in the water.
Yeah, so apparently that was in fact Blood's brother. I thought he was under some sort of like memory spell or someone had fucked with his head. So I tried to offer to heal him. He threw me off the boat, so I definitely thought something was wrong with his memory, but Blood said that there's nothing wrong with his memory. So whatever. So he's just an asshole who threw me off a boat.
And all this time, from Port 2's perspective, is some psycho lady showed up claiming to know his dead brother, and then tried to,
up. He
and-
invited me.
after you randomly sent him a message, and then you started trying to cast
But
spells on
the message I sent him said that I thought that he was familiar.
Yeah, he had to find out.
Yeah, and he had no idea who the hell you were talking about.
Ship, and when I was like, I'm pretty sure I know your brother,
The new
and
secret
I
agent.
think there's something wrong. Somebody's fucked with your memories, so I can fix that. And then he threw me off a fucking boat.
And then you cast you cast a spell on him. It didn't work. You tried. It didn't work. He thought you were a threat, and instead of slitting your throat and leaving you dead in the bay, he was very kind and just threw you off his boat.
But Liam only hears Eloise's point of the
Yes,
story.
yes, very much so. Yes, very much so. Yes. Oh yeah, very much so. Like
So TLDR, Flood's brother now goes by Elmad, which means nothing, and is an asshole who threw me off a boat. So he calls himself nothing, and he's an asshole.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who hasn't wanted to throw Eloise off a boat, though?
Harsh.
I can pretty safely say Liam hasn't wanted to throw Eloise off a boat. Her father hasn't wanted to throw her off a boat. Millie hasn't wanted to throw her off a boat. There are plenty of people who have never thrown off a boat.
Well.
You
I'm
can
pretty
safely
sure
say
Ona
Liam at
didn't want to
least.
throw her off a boat. Ona liked her well enough.
You gotta understand.
Ona
everything
likes her,
Blood says is 10 times as severe as the truth. You know, because he's super paranoid and he just thinks the worst all the time.
Because he's a cat and he's a drama queen, is what you're saying.
Hey, don't badmouth cats at this point. Now we can't start on that path.
I've
Wow.
got two of them. I can vouch safe that they are in fact drama queens. There's a reason why I call my boy Samwise Princess.
Oh, yeah.
Samwise of the Fuzzy Britches, because there's not a bigger drama queen. You should hear him when I try to brush him. Oh my god, you think I was
That
trying
is
to tear off
enough
one of his
for
limbs.
Eloise's cat corner of the day.
As a cat owner, I will absolutely confirm that Eloise or Alyssa is 100% accurate and is describing Liam and Blood to a T. But I think that's a great way to end things for this evening. But before we do that, since this is the end of the year, I really want to show you all this fucking map I made, which is really cool.
Yes, go be dramatic somewhere else.
Ooh, teeth.
What?
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Ooh.
Whoa!
You don't get to see this just yet, but this is
Going into the mouth of something. We're going into
Yeah,
something's
cave.
mouth.
you're going into a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going into a cave.
Scene in
boy.
Aliens, where like you start to go into a path and then it becomes all alien territory.
Or
They totally take over this is what we're walking into.
Or when
is the
Millennium
aliens' home
Falcon
turf.
goes into the asteroid belt. It's hiding in the asteroid. Really, it's hiding inside of a fucking creature. That's
Yeah,
all we're
basically.
about to do.
So I'm just super proud of this, and I wanted to show you all. But that's what you're going to be walking into next game.
Sweet.
At least you're rolling out the red carpet for us with a big old freaking tooth cave.
But yeah, that's it. So thank you to everyone who watched this evening. We very much appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with our insanity and listening to our stories. We'll be back next Monday to do our annual holiday one shot. It's specifically the holiday one shot, where we're going to be doing our Miracle in the Desert, which should be a lot of fun. After that, we're taking a break, and we will see you all again in 2023 when we get back to our normal game with the Debauchery Circus at 3 p.m. and the Fab 5 at 7 p.m. So once again, on behalf of everyone here in the Fab 5 and in the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say thank you once again for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
GG's, everybody.
Peace.
Night.
Yeah, you could have done that during before you started that. After the battle, but before you headed. Well, I was saying you have the ability to